Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Denster. I create content on interior decor. If that is something you enjoy, then please consider subscribing. So today I want to share something that I really love, and that is thrifting. I have been thrifting for home decor items for the longest time. I think the first time it's been long. I don't want to say the first time that I began thrifting, but that is years ago. And today I just want to share the tips, some of the tips of thrifting, so that if you would love to go thrift for items, then at least you have a background of what to expect, what to do and what not to do. I love thrifting because you get to find very quality items, beautiful items at affordable prices. So yeah, let's get to it. So the first thing you want to know before you even leave your house to go thrifting is have a list. I know it's so easy to just go, and sometimes you just want to go with the flow, you just want to go and find things that you would love when you're already on the site, right? But I would recommend you have a list, whether it's a mental list. What I mean by a mental list is you have the things that you need in your mind. You know that I'm going to thrift for so and so, okay? But sometimes you don't need a mental list. You can literally have a physical list, whether you written on paper or even your phone. Nowadays phones can help you write to-do list. So one thing, just ensure that when you're going thrifting, know that this is what I'm going for. If it's furniture, I want to go for an office chair, or whatever it is, have a list, and that will help you. I love lists because they narrow your focus, and you know that when I go to this store, this is what I'm going to get. But don't forget, even with a list, have an open mind, because you might be going for, let's say for example, like I said, I need a flower vase, right? But if I go and I find something that is not a flower vase, let's say I get a very beautiful art frame, and it's within my budget, I would pick it, right? I'm not going to leave it. So as much as you having a list, have an open mind that things might change, and you might end up getting something that was not even on your plan. So now let's get into the tips that have really helped me when going to thrift for home decor. The first tip I would advise, and this would be for a beginner, maybe you don't know much about thrifting and stuff, start small. You don't need to go on your first day. You want to go and thrift for an accent chair, go, instead of a huge piece of item, just start with a small thing. It could be a mug, or a flower vase, like I said, things that are easy to change in your house. Let's say for example, when you got it, you really liked it, but when you went to your house, you realize, this thing is not working for my space, so you can easily discard it. Instead of getting something that is too big for you, or something that you spend so much money on, and then you get to your house and you feel like, I don't feel this furniture or bed or whatever it is anymore. So always start small. Start with something that you're willing to get rid of or part ways with, when maybe after a while, when your style changes, or whatever the reason, just try and start small. And this also begins with your budget. You don't need to when you're thrifting, you don't need to spend so much money. Just spend money that you don't mind losing, because again, sometimes you might end up with something that is faulty. You get to your place, and after a while it's not working because it was not new, right? So just start small and go with the money that you're willing to lose. And on to the second point, know your style. Many thrift stores, I live in Nairobi, so I would speak of the thrift stores that I've gone to in Nairobi. They have a variety of items, and they're not always on the same design style. They're not for the same design style, right? So maybe you're a modern person, you like modern things or you like contemporary items. But when you go to the store, there are so many things. You'll find rustic pieces, you'll find traditional pieces, you'll find all sorts of items. So knowing your style, knowing what works for you, knowing that when I get this, it's going to work for my space and I love it, I identify with this kind of item, then that will make it easy for you to narrow down and choose that thing that you're going to enjoy in your house. Personally, I'm currently loving things to do with rattan, whether it's a rattan side, whether it's a rattan side table, anything to do with rattan, anything that has rattan, that is something I really love. So when I go to the thrift store, I'm going to be drawn towards such items, whether it's just a small basket that you can store things for your house or toiletries, or you put it in the bathroom. So I'm going to lean towards those things because I already know what I love. And so it's very important to know that this is what you're going to love and you stick to that. And on to the third tip, which I would encourage, and sometimes this is not possible for some people, but I would really encourage you to go to visit the thrift store personally, in person. So instead of sending someone or buying online, I'm not saying buying online is bad. I actually have a thrift store online, which I'll talk about some other time, probably in the next video. But try as much as you can to go online, because try as much as you can to go in person, because it's easier when you're in person to know this and this is what I like, this is how it looks. Because sometimes when you take a photo of an item, it might be small or it might be big and it might not give you the exact proportion. But when you're on site, you can also even talk to the person who is selling for you and you can bargain. There's a lot of things, and I prefer going to the stores personally because they give me, I tend to have a feel of I would choose this and I would live. I will not have that regret of I have limited options because it's online, I can't see everything. But when I go personally, I can know, I will not have that regret of I didn't pick this because I didn't see it. So always try as much as you can to go in person, unless it's far from you. Maybe you don't live in Nairobi or whichever area that the thrift store is, or for some reason you just can't go to the store. So that is when I would encourage online. But personally, I would prefer or recommend you to go visit the shop personally, physically. Another tip, the fourth tip that I would recommend would be to have a measuring tape or just any form of measurement. Try and measure, especially when you're working with furniture. You sometimes can miss the proportions and then you end up with an item that is too big for your house or too small for your space. So try as much as you can. Maybe, for example, if you, let's say you want to buy a rug, and this happened to me the other time. I went to Toy. I actually have a video. I made a video of that. I went to Toy, got a beautiful carpet. I came home, it was small. So sometimes it's good to have your measurements so that when you go, you don't miss the proportions. So please do your measurements, whether it's a carpet, whether it's a chair. Sometimes your chair might be too big for the space or too small, whether it's a study table, whatever it is. Do your measurements first. First measure where you want to place your whatever item that you're going to buy, and then you go and thrift it. And it does not hurt or it does not harm you if you just take your measurements and then you go. Or if, let's say, that day you didn't take measurements for what you are supposed to thrift and bring it home, then do the measurements, wait, tell the attendants, or you don't even need to tell them. Just come back home and then you make compare the measurements that you took with the measurements in your house, and if everything aligns, then go back and get your item. It does not hurt. You'd rather get an item that is in line, that fits wherever you want to put it, than getting something that is either too big or too small and you won't use it. today I only had 5 tips, and the 5th tip is think creatively. Not everything that you buy needs to be used the same. What do I mean? Let's say, for example, you have a basket. You can use a basket for so many things. You can put it in your bathroom as a toiletry to add your tissues, to add towels. You can use your basket in the bedroom to put books. You can add books on your basket. There are so many ways. So when you go thrifting, don't go with a closed mind. Remember our point on being open-minded. Don't go with a closed mind. Always know that whatever you're buying, that is not the only way to use it. Be creative with it. There are so many. Let me say, for example, a toothpick holder. You can get something just the shape of that toothpick holder. It was not meant to be a toothpick holder, but when you found it and you saw that it's in line with, it can fit well the toothpick holder, then that's what you should do. So don't have an open, closed mind. Go there and know that what I'm going to get, when I get home, I will be creative with it and use it in whichever way that is possible. So yeah, thanks guys. Thank you for watching, and I'm hoping to see you on the next one.